is that Silent Night, Deadly Night? Nope. Type is too small anyway. Ah! This has gotta be it! Well, that just looks filthy. Oh, where are you? Oh! Hello, boys and girls! As you can see, Fat Grandma has the brains of a country fried chicken steak without a side of sweet potato casserole. It just wouldn't be Christmas without reading from a chapter of Silent Night, Deadly Night, and then a lecture for watching such filth on Jesus' birthday. Where is that book? What's this? Yes. Initiation? I suppose we could just call this Silent Night, Deadly Night to get more viewers. Our story begins with that mean old Cinema Scrooge once again bad-mouthing a poor filmmaker's hard work.
The fuck was that? Is that supposed to imply that my entire show comes from the mind of a crazy old woman on board of a spaceship? I do not like the idea that my life is completely full of lies. So let's watch a movie that is totally full of lies, in that it calls itself a sequel. Silent Night, Deadly Night 4 Initiation has very little to do with the Silent Night, Deadly Night series, outside of the title and a couple of other minor details. It barely has anything to do with Christmas, which is maybe why it was released direct-to-video on Thanksgiving, because it has about as much to do with that holiday. Hell, the movie's tagline is, "If I die before I wake, thank you." Because apparently, dying in your sleep is a much better alternative than watching Silent Night, Deadly Night 4. Director Brian Yuzna is no stranger to sequels as well, having directed the Reanimator sequels, as well as The Dentist 2 and Return of the Living Dead 3. Well, he made me want to jerk off to a zombie in Return of the Living Dead 3, so maybe this time around he'll make me want to jerk off to a Christmas tree. I can't say that I agree with the idea of making it a silent film. That's gonna make it very hard for me to talk about.
Oh, would you like some? Yes, thank you. I haven't had any lunch.
Okay, well, I can hear them talk, so that means the production company is also a lie. This time around, we're introduced to Clint Howard, who plays Ricky. Yep, that sorta has something to do with Silent Night, Deadly Night. It's got a character named Ricky. Probably not the same Ricky, but it's got a Ricky in it. Just like how Warriors of Virtue is a spin-off of Child's Play, because they both have a character named Chucky in it. Here's Clint researching his role in the Ice Cream Man movie.
Oh, no fucking cheese.
Well, at least there's no pickles. But when you're walking down the street during the holidays, one thing leads to another. Someone didn't get that fire extinguisher they asked for Christmas, and that is our opening scene. Notice how they lay out the titles, because calling it Silent Night, Deadly Night is a bit of a stretch. If you get bored, the credits also work as a screensaver. The only downside is the movie will start back up again regardless if you move your mouse. Other parts aren't supposed to hypnotize you, they're supposed to give you a splitting headache, and it's working. Ah, 'tis the season to have motel sex while tragedy plays on the news. This is Kim, a local reporter, who remembers the news story more than her orgasm.
Listen, I was thinking maybe I could do a story on that woman who burned.
Let's go.
And in case you missed that the first time around,
Listen, I really want to do a story on that woman who burned.
let me guess, the headline is gonna be, how did she get burned, how did she get burned, how did she get burned? Everyone else in the office just stands around riffing the story.
Boy, she was a pretty hot one, huh?
Hey, I was gonna use that joke! Sometimes I think the offices are just someone's house. At least the people here have respect for Kim.
Good job. Come on in, guys.
Listen, I've been working real hard around
You
here.
know, I haven't seen anybody work harder their first month.
Could you make some fresh coffee, please?
Boys will be boys.
But unlike boys, Kim can totally sue their asses off. I take it this is how all men and women act in the office.
Damn it, Janice, why do we need men anyway?
Because of our semen. Kim doesn't get the spontaneous combustion rooftop jumper story, but she decides to take it anyway. Watch how she says she's gonna take the job, only Janice reacts as if she didn't know that Kim had a line.
I'm gonna do it anyway. Huh?
And then the scene ends. First clue of the case, Olivia Munn's fresh meat, which means they'll force it into movies and TV whether we want them to or not. What does fresh meat have to say?
What do you think she do up there? Could be hooker, huh?
I don't know, they haven't cut open her body to see if she has a golden heart yet. Although it's convenient, they just outlined the top half of her body and charred the bottom half because she was on fire, you see. The crime scene is right next to an occult bookstore where, guilty or not, Clint Howard still has to act like a creeper.
Get away from me! Leave me alone!
Oh, come on, boys will be boys. The store is run by Maud Adams, who for all I know is playing Octopussy. Makes about as much sense as Clint Howard being the same Ricky. But now Kim has someone to vent to.
He thinks all women are whores.
Does he? Or does the screenwriter? At least his secret handshake probably isn't the finger bang. Regardless, Kim has just made a new friend.
I hope you'll come.
Ooh, I know I just did. Kim goes to the roof to search for answers, and it's obvious. The Walt Disney dancing skeletons did it. The jumper was stupid. There was a ladder right there. Okay, easy, Will Graham. Well, if she falls, at least she can see the target. Meanwhile, Clint Howard is sticking his head up things he probably shouldn't be, and pulling out something he'll probably put up his ass later. Is he upset that that also doesn't have cheese? This case is all starting to make sense. The key to women's power is spaghetti. So that's what spaghetti justice warrior means. Kim then remembers she has a date with her sort of boyfriend Hank to meet his parents.
Merry Christmas to everybody, and welcome, Kim.
Alright, it's Christmas. Other than the title, I fucking forgot. Given how the rest of the men are in this movie, I can see this going totally well.
Honey.
Oh, come on, you didn't slap her on the ass first. Well, at least he's not bigoted.
Lonnie, Kim's Jewish. Oh, Jesus.
Easy, Dad. I thought you got your anti-Semitism out of your system during Thanksgiving dinner.
It's the time of year, really. See, all kinds of cultures have always celebrated something at this time, and Hanukkah and Christmas are just different holidays that deal with it in different ways.
Bullshit.
Strong reaction. I can think of a recent Kirk Cameron movie this guy might like. Don't worry, he moves away from the Jews and back to women.
Well, I think a woman's place is in the home, raising a family.
Remind me never to invite David Koechner over again. Naturally, she's justifiably upset.
You didn't even stand up for me.
I'm sure he's got a good apology planned.
Come on, let's go back to my place.
And that's working? Is it any wonder that the screenwriter has a first name that's also a nickname of a dick? Oops, she accidentally walked into Joe's apartment. Brian Yuzna was also the producer of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and I think he might have had some extra giant bugs laying around. I can't really explain the spaghetti monster, only she probably shouldn't have eaten food with bugs in it, and piano wire will work perfectly as a double for a roach antenna. Ugh, the next morning she has to explain how she just had a one-night stand with a giant cockroach.
Janice?
Kim, it's me, Janice.
Are you sure it's you, Janice? Yes, it's me, Janice. Are you sure, Janice? Yes, it's Janice. Okay, Janice. Nice to see what Alice Beasley was moonlighting as when she wasn't playing Agnes on Moonlighting. Sorry, I'm missing girl talk.
Eli was pissed as hell when you didn't show up for work yesterday afternoon.
Boys will be boys.
Or in this movie's case, the worst human beings imaginable. Maybe a picnic with Octopussy, Lady Somerset, and Michael Jackson will help things.
I don't know what it is about that woman burning, but when I first saw that, I could almost feel it.
Probably because you were having sex when you saw it. I'm sure these women had nothing to do with the incident.
What do you think could have possibly caused something like that?
She wasn't strong enough.
Now I know why she isn't getting hired to take on more important stories. It's not because she's a woman, it's because she's a terrible reporter for not realizing these people are evil.
To Kim, at the solstice, the turning point.
The turning point.
Nope, Nothing suspicious going on here. I guess Maud Adams is hot though, but leave it to a dude to disrupt this scene.
Kim, what the hell are you doing?
Where the fuck did he come from? Thankfully, Hank puts in a good word for her.
Hank really feels that you'd be invaluable on the spontaneous combustion story.
Hear that, doll face? You can thank my penis later by sucking it. Hopefully now he has a good apology ready. Unfortunately, he says that he's sorry in the most intense way possible.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Sometimes I just don't think.
Fuck, better kiss and make up, because it sounds like he's gonna murder you. Now that Kim is officially on the case, she can trace those loose ends.
Kim, so you do live behind the store, huh?
Wow, ace reporting. She lives behind the door that's got her address numbers on it. Nope, nothing suspicious going on here. Just sprinkle some of those flavor crystals right into the coffee.
I'm feeling a little nauseous. Oh, that'll pass.
If Maud Adams turns her into a walrus, I'm done. Yeah, just keep drinking more of that, genius. Just remember that whatever is going on here, it's all because of a dude.
It wasn't until then that I realized that it was all Bill's fault.
Hashtag yes all bills. But at the end of the day, this is still girl talk.
I bet you and... what's your boyfriend's name? Hank? Yes, I bet you and Hank have great sex.
Boundaries? Not that this character has any consistency whatsoever.
Now look what you've done. Take this.
You're the one who drugged her, and now you're pissed off that she's acting drugged? And just in case you missed the first half of the movie... What does any of this have to do with Garbage Day?
Hop, Pop! We like to hop! We like to hop on top of Pop! Stop! You must not hop on Pop! And the moral is, Christmas is a time for sharing presents and eggnog with your family, and not for jumping on your father's stomach. Oh! What now? I'm sorry, children, for Grandma's brains are once again turning into a bowl of spaghetti with meatballs made of old newspaper and Cracker Jacks. Now, where were we? Oh, yeah. That Cinema Scrooge thinks that the worst is over. And it probably is. I'm gonna take a nap now.
Sure hope the rest of the movie is quiet. I wouldn't want to fucking wake her. Good God, a very Rosemary's Baby Christmas fucking sucks. Well, just because it's Christmas doesn't mean we can't also celebrate Ash Wednesday. Here, we need to cover this up because we don't have the budget to actually show it claw its way into her stomach. They spent all that money on the thing slowly coming out of her mouth. Could be worse, could be a mouthful of fruitcake. Ew. Is there any rhyme or reason to this? Or is this just a cult that likes to do things that are really gross? Of course she wakes up like it's a dream, even though the witches don't exactly hide what just happened.
You have to finish, you know.
What do you want from me?
This character is so dumb, she probably still doesn't think these witches have anything to do with the fire suicide.
I feel sick to my stomach and I have a headache. Well, don't crowd me!
Oh, see, there's her problem. She just needs her space is all. And she's so angry she just punched the camera. Good, now maybe I won't have to watch the rest of this. This movie's morals are very weird. On the one hand, men are evil and prohibit you from succeeding at your job and only use you for sex. And on the other hand, women are emotional basket cases who are lesbian witches who cause you to be submissive to men. And I know somewhere Bill Cosby's mixed up in all this. Seriously, look what the lesbian witches have turned her into.
You look like a little boy in this. I wish you hadn't woken up. I like to touch you when you're sleeping. Make you hard.
Girls will be girls?
Normally it'd be weird that Clint Howard walks in, but whatever. They had sex to dead bodies earlier. Worst thing you could do during sex, turn on Silent Night, Deadly Night 3. So it's like Halloween 3 now? We're showing bits of the other movies? If he's the same Ricky, does that mean he's leaped into reality?
This movie is so bad that he's watching the worst of the original 3, and even it's better than 4.
Although I agree that watching Silent Night 3 does put you in the mood to act on your foot fetishes.
Only this girl could get herself stabbed while standing in front of a door when he's poking an extremely small knife through it.
Oh no, don't hurt Janice!
Are you crazy?
What a twist that I really don't give a shit about.
Ricky takes her away and locks her in a room with, I don't know, a giant cow dong. Finally, a movie for all of us who wanted to see a strap-on dildo on top of Clint Howard's head. This just isn't the same without the driller or sexual thriller music playing in the background.
Ah, there! And your movie still sucks.
After the ritual, she wakes up alone again, and of all the Silent Night, Deadly Night movies, I suppose this one is the roofiest. It's also the first one to contain cockroach birth. Careful, I think this kind of porn has just been outlawed in Britain. Needless to say, this will make for a fantastic story for the newspaper.
Lily? The woman who jumped.
Yes. She was my daughter.
That's what the initiation has been about? Turning her into a Debbie Downer?
What did you do to me?
It made you very questionable at reading lines. With the lady in the background, this whole scene looks like a librarian is really disapproving of the movie being filmed in her library. Supposedly, this ritual has freed Kim from men and the dangers that they bring, unlike the killer witch cult. In other words,
power is responsibility.
That's right. She's also Spider-Man.
And it makes her very loud and rude at parties.
Merry Christmas!
Hank's not here, is he?
Now, you have to bring us the boy.
I feel that she was speaking over music that wasn't really even being played that loud.
The initiation has also given her very bendy fingers that are telling the audience to fuck off. Turns out she must deliver Hank's brother, to the witches so that he may be sacrificed, or she too will burn like the woman from the beginning. And I'm sure that has something to do with Christmas. Damn, it's gonna be really hard to kidnap this kid on Christmas Eve.
Hi, Hank's not with you, is he? Sure he is. He's out in the car. Do you want to come out and talk to him? I knew it.
The fuck? Or not?
But you can't keep a rowdy Clint Howard from wanting to kill the family by strangling them with Christmas lights. You must have watched the first Silent Night, Deadly Night. The dad is still gonna find a way to blame this on women and the Jews. The tree sets on fire, probably because it too wouldn't kidnap the boy. At least Billy in Silent Night, Deadly Night just chopped kids' heads off. He didn't go through this whole boring ritual process first. What does this have to do with anything again?
Kill the man. Become a whole woman.
Or just don't date men.
In the category of what did she think was gonna happen, Kim realizes they're gonna kill him, so Ricky gets killed instead.
This may not be the first time that I've seen a Ricky killed in a Silent Night, Deadly Night movie, but it's certainly the stupidest.
Too bad the girl at the beginning didn't know that all she had to do was just touch someone else for her to not be set on fire.
Oh great, we're back at the beginning of the movie. I'm not watching this piece of shit again.
So, until next Christmas, or whatever holiday we decide to set this ritual on for no reason, there's a look that says, welp, we failed, but I really couldn't give a rat's ass. The movie's over, so let's get drunk.
Now I know this movie screams of something that you must own in your collection, and you're in luck because you can get it on a DVD that only includes parts 3, 4, and 5. You know, the 3 movies that no one ever wants to talk about or watch from the series.
This is a very controversial movie. For some people, it was about witches and sacrifices. For others, it was about ethics and journalism. And other people just didn't give a shit about Silent Night, Deadly Night 4. Luckily, after this attempt at making the series an anthology, the series went back to its slasher movie roots of being about a killer Santa Claus.
Just kidding. The 5th one stars Mickey Rooney as a mad toy maker. Now, if you'll excuse me, this episode can't possibly end without some old woman reading a helpless sap the story of this review, because that makes about as much sense as me freeze-framing for no reason.
And that, boys and girls, is the story of Silent Night, Deadly Night 4 Initiation.
What in the hell was that? That wasn't Silent Night, Deadly Night. You just slapped the title onto something called Initiation and tried to pass it off as a sequel.
You got sass wax in your ear, boy. Did you not hear that the character's name was Ricky? The same naughty child who ruined Garbage Day and Red Umbrellas.
You just renamed the character Ricky without any indication that it's the same Ricky from the previous movies. I'm not even a fan of this series, and even I feel cheated.
You want your Christmas presents early or not, boy? It ain't too late for me to return that limited edition Black Tom Cassidy action figure to the store and replace it with a Dr. Octopus made out of used kitty litter.
You already got me a Dr. Octopus made of used kitty litter. I don't even have a cat. Where the hell did you get that?
Don't ask questions. You've been watching that Cinema Scrooge too much. Now, here. Why don't we turn on the TV and get back into the Christmas spirit by seeing how even Grumpy Cat can be infected with holiday cheer. Whoops, this ain't the TV remote.
What did you just push?
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs!
Fat Grandma, no! How are we gonna clean up this mess?
Looks like old Fat Grandma just cut herself an extra slice of Oops Berry Pie. Merry Christmas! I'm gonna take a nap now. That wasn't supposed to happen.